Finally, we're live. Sorry for all the delay, guys. CS updated. Honestly, TSM was taking forever, not sure why, but we're ready to go. We got TSM versus Selfless. It's going to be the first match tonight in CEVO Gfinity Season 9 Pro League. I'm Helium, with me is Dust.
Yep, so TSM going to be starting out on the T side, and again, with Cash, haven't seen them play this in a long time, and even then they only played it once, so not much to go off of. And again, Selfless using two new players tonight in Nifty and Mitch, so going to be a little bit unpredictable in that regard as well. So kind of a mystery to us, but we're going to see what's going to happen as we have a huge squeaky door push coming in from Selfless, and they just ripped Selfless up. Wow.
Automatic with the Glock! Big 3K! Nice throw. Now it's up to Nifty and Mitch. The new boys here on this team. Can they get it done? Nifty tag, and then Mitch with the teamwork closes it out with a headshot onto Sick. Still 2 plays 3 though, so it's not a great position. Nifty does have 2 flashes and a kit for the retake, so there is some potential here. Looks like Vice is over in A main, automatic in Squeaky and Finesse here behind Quad Box. So all in all, pretty fantastic post plants from Team SoloMid. Vice will be challenged and actually catch them off guard. Missing some shots does actually Finesse is the one from Quad, getting them both.
Wow.
There you go.
What a round that was. Like, it starts out looking pretty good for Selfless. They rush door, they get a great pick, and then somehow automatic, it's 3 unanswered frags on that squeaky door push. That's kind of unforgivable. You can't be doing that if you're Selfless. Just take your pick and leave and walk away. Said they tried to get greedy, and automatic made him pay for it. And so now TSM up 1-0. We're going to see the force up here from Selfless, though. Scout onto Relics, upgraded pistols and head armor out on 3 players, all except Nifty, who of course will be opping, so he will just use the USP and save the cash. Meanwhile, TSM setting up again for looks to be some type of A hit.
I was like, why did Relics randomly throw his scout on the ground? But he wanted his USP to be the decoy, so he threw his main weapon away and tossed the decoy. And now he's got a silenced USP at the forklift, taking some shots. I don't know if that will even be heard just because it's silenced. But, you know, interesting, showing that he is thinking about some maybe next level plays. As he is the solo man, actually playing in the site with the scout. I kind of don't like that. Seems a little dangerous. The rest of his team's gonna start rotating over, but can Relics really stop this rush with the scout? He's gonna need some headshots. We'll just miss out on that player coming out of squeaky door, and Semphis gets an A kill and another one there with his AK. Automatic finds mainline, and it's Semphis jumping up on the forklift, gonna look aggressive into middle, which they actually still maintain control of. Sick was pushed up to that white box from the get-go when they started executing on A, so in a perfect spot, and they're just gonna chase everyone else down and kill him.
So not much there for Selfless. They just tried to force up, see what they could do, but it was pretty much nothing. I mean, we had 3 kills coming in from Semphis on the A entry, automatic also picking up 1. So this is going to be Mitch trying to save a head armor and a CZ, see if he can't pose some type of threat next round with this, as obviously the rest of his team will likely be saving up for that opening buy round. Now that leans TSM have gotten past the harder part, and so they should be able to collect up pretty much a free round the next to get the 3-0 start.
Alright, well, at least Mitch was able to save a CZ and armor, so he can still be a little dangerous with that. Won't really earn too much money for any of the kills because he has a CZ, but if he can find some kills and they can go ahead and take away a weapon, obviously one of the rifles, the MAC-10 or the MP7 won't do you all that much going into the first rifle round. And they have got a flash. Mainline will make that $200 investment, and it's a $200 investment that can maybe get you $2,700 for free.
Look at this,
so,
just a heavy
cancel
A
round,
stack.
cancel round though, so don't even worry about it. Sick has lagged out and they call it early.
Yeah, so this will just get match medicked and we'll just restart from 2-0 as if this round never happened. As we were going to see Selfless do a really heavy A stack, they're actually pushing 2 door, 2A main, and leaving kind of 1 sitting back in the site. So it appears we may even have another brief period of delay as we have to medic this round and start it from scratch. But at least there won't be any controversy about it because it was called right as the round started, so there'll be no
At what point
do
I start crying?
I'm not sure. We had a delay because teams couldn't agree on a server because of ping, and that took 10 minutes. And then we had another 10-minute delay because of the game updated, and now...
Yeah, I'll give up first this time. We're going to go to a break, and we'll be back. Stay tuned. Third time is the charm. Hopefully this time we'll avert delays and problems. TSM, though, 2 quick rounds. Selfless still on a full eco here. Yes, Mitch, though, having saved that CZ and armor, and then, well, it was actually mainline that bought the flash this time, but it'll be relics to spend the 200 bucks. So still with that flash, that investment, maybe they can do a quick aggressive play with it and come away with an AK in this round.
Yep, so just mimicking the play that they were going to run originally before we had to do the medic. They do push the 2 to door. Mitch and mainline already through, not seeing anything. And we have the bomb kind of stacked up over towards B with Simphis, and now with that push, they're going to get the information on what's going on, so they should be able to slip this bomb into B, knowing that it's pretty much open for business. So yeah, Simphis and Vice already moving in with the bomb. Automatic's actually pushed through Z and flanking through truck to the A-bomb site to hold off the rotate. But we've seen a couple of kills from Mitch, so he's actually able to grab a gun, see what more damage they can do. They might get cut off here. So yeah, I think they're just trying to save these guns, but we are going to see some chase given by TSM.
Where'd the other player die is what I want to know. 2 went down. Oh, one was the MAC-10 and one was the MP7. Okay, so that's what it is. That one AK that they picked up, they're going to go ahead and give it to Mitch. Mitch is still holding on to the back of Squeaky, and Relics traded out to the MP7, thought he was going to go out and do some more damage, and wow, I didn't realize he got out of door. Also, later, I know with all the matchmatic stuff, we need you to toggle the X-ray when you get a chance. For the viewers at home, Mitchell will come away with 1 more kill, and that's very expensive for TSM.
That's very true. Last round was also quite well, I guess last round they survived with all 5 players, so that kind of helps a little bit, but yeah, money is still a bit tight on some players. A little bit of reserve cash there on Sick and FNS, but other than that, not building up that exorbitant bank that you'd hope for, as we are going to see the first gun round now out in play from Selfless, and Nifty will have his op. And we're going to see what TSM wants to do. What's their approach going to be? Seems like it's going to be a pretty heavy mid control. They're boosting 2 players, and they have Sick at the main entryway. But he's going to get smoked off, and we haven't even exchanged. And Sim is taking so much damage from an incendiary grenade, so that early attempt at getting that aggressive control of mid does not pan out at all for TSM. They have an even trade of players, but Sick and Simp is so low on HP after that exchange.
Yeah, that really hurt them. Might even give Selfless the advantage right now. Especially depending, where is Nifty? Nifty holding at the back of the site, just watching the A main cross, and it'll be mainline on highway that's covering the door, but also he is kind of drawn to middle a little bit. Uber is in the vents, ready to rotate, and that'll open up the door. That's Semphis. He goes down, it took only 1 shot, of course. Nick coming from A main was the other low player to look at, and mainline going to get aggressive. They smoked off Fork, and it can be dangerous. It just allows an opening for a player to push through. Mainline able to get another one, bringing down Vice, and still working around the smoke that they threw his cover. Ends up deciding to go through it, and I'm not sure that was the right idea. Mitch has arrived just in time with the white truck to help out. Nifty gets his shot onto Sick, and we're left with Automatic behind Quad Box. Doesn't have the bomb either. You have to go back out and hit it even a little further than the default plant spot, so I'll use the smoke. That'll allow them to move up. Will there be a gap there? No, there won't. Actually, there is if they want to slide through it, but weren't able to get the sight line, and he'll go for the fake plan as he's trying to still win this round 1v2. Pop Flashes pushes through that smoke, and Mitch will shoot him down. So big round for mainline there, who just was a constant thorn in their side during that A execute.
Yeah, it seemed like TSM struggled to figure out what to do. Like, after they just tried to go for a very heavy mid attack, they didn't have any presence elsewhere on the map. It was all focused on getting mid control. Rather than some type of default that you're used to seeing. And when that didn't work, they had lost a player and took so much damage on 2 others that they just tried to revert into just a heavy A hit, but mainline from highway, cutting off door, not allowing those players to press out without dying or taking a lot more damage. And now we're going to see TSM on just the force. They just have Tech 9s and Deegs and armor, and they're, once again, they're trying these heavy executes. It feels like my prediction was kind of right about what their playstyle will be on this map. It's been very, very aggro, very quick tactics thus far. We'll see if they can make it work with the Tech 9s.
Well, Automatic is able to grab one, and so does Vice. Uber with that P90. So many bullets to work with, but can only come away with 1 kill. Now the bomb's going down. Finesse has the P90 in his hands. Might even be better if he can get it over to Sick, who's got a lot of HP.
Just a big issue. Relics got caught with a nade out, so that was a free frag for TSM, leaving Uber to have to defend against a 5-man push by himself with the P90. So a little bit of a mistake there, but we'll see the retake. Oh, that's a big incendiary kills.
Yeah, double up on Quad one more time, but then it's Sick and Semphis with the 1 Deegs coming at you. Now they just have to contend with Nifty, who will tap the bomb. That's going to be 1 Deeg. Spots the elbow. Now Semphis able to move out. Misses the first 2 shots. Spot comes away with the second Deagle headshot of the round. And oh, Sick's got the Bowie knife. That thing is awesome.
So TSM, they make the force buy work. So they're going to reset Selfless's economy, so it's going to be pretty rough to deal with if you're over there on Selfless. And again, it was just kind of a mistake, just someone getting caught with a nade out, giving a free frag away, and that made all the difference that round. But TSM going to start building back up their lead again, and like I said, they're up against a team that almost has to double save on a couple of players, so they could really push this lead to a pretty big margin.
Well, I like what I've seen from Selfless so far on their eco rounds. They always, it's actually the second time they've done this. The first time was the second round where they had Relics with a scout in A when they went for that CT force up, and then they stacked B. Didn't work out then. They'll try pretty much the same strategy here, but this time everyone just on pistols and some flashbangs. And now they've since changed that stack over to the A site. Probably a good idea. It's pretty much the only thing that TSM has hit, and that's where they are going now. It'll be a 3-2 split, 2 coming up highway, and that's automatic out of the squeaky door that'll find the first frag onto mainline. Nifty next to fall. Mitch, though, does find 1 kill with the Deagle. Can he get any more? He's positioned up on highway. Uber will fall. Now Mitch is the last. Finesse takes him down real quick, and TSM 5-1. So far, Selfless on the CT side. Unable to get anything done.
And the problem was just whenever they came back to A, the TSM had mid control. They could just spot up highway and catch that rotation, so it's pretty easy pickings for them. But we are going to see Selfless being able to buy up here. Unfortunately for a couple of their players, because of the money situation, they're only going to be on FAMAS armor and pretty low utility even on a couple of players. So it's not going to be ideal, but it should be enough if they play it right. And TSM, again, no presence at B at all, no real type of default, and now they've even swapped Finesse into the door instead of Automatic, so they're kind of changing things up a little bit here, as again, they're looking just to do some type of heavy A, where Automatic will try to maybe flank mid-late.
I was looking at the radar when that run boost came out, and it looked so trippy to see the dot moving that fast. But that'll mean Relics is up here on this box. Unfortunately for him, I think they might know he's here, because there were a lot of people in the vicinity when that went off.
We'll have to see how they clear things out when they come out of A main. Finesse is going to be in the door, still 3A main. Automatic still just waiting at the boost spot, so they're definitely still looking to press the site. They clear out forklift with the Molotov,
and they
so
don't
they know
check
that angle's
it.
clear. And yeah, like I said, don't check it, so that's able to get 1 kill. Looking for a second. Simphis trades it, though, but there's still a man down.
Oh, no. A bit of a gap there in the smoke, I think, or a really fortunate timing by Semphis. He's able to bring down Uber. I thought for a second Selfless were going to boost up to peek into A main, but then, you know, they just peeked out and got opped. Even still, it's Semphis, 1 versus 3. Selfless has done well to defend the site, and of course, Relics got his free kill up there on top of that boost box. And now it's Nifty on the catwalk. What? Didn't see him. Smoke still blocking. Now he's got him. Actually, it's mainline.
So Selfless, even though they're on a bit of a limited buy, they are able to make it work, and they're even going to collect an op to give over to Nifty for this round, as well as an AK-47, so they're able to upgrade both of those FAMASs and retain a lot of their rifles from last round as well. TSM, still enough money to make a full purchase here. AK's full utility, full armor across the board. This round, they're going to open up with Simphis taking that op over to B, looking for a pick. He had a good spawn for it, but no one's going to contest him. Mitch is playing pretty passive in the site, and they're playing a 1-3-1 with Uber inside the vent, so he's not going to really be able to find any types of picks. But at least they are playing a little bit more default, right? You have Automatic on the periphery, as you'd expect, at door. Vice playing the B side. The only real, I guess, variation from the default this is the Simphis being a little bit B-heavy with the op, and that's it. So this is them slowing things down a little bit compared to what we've seen earlier on in the half.
Yeah, I think the half started with the mentality of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's what TSM was doing for a long while. But now, you know, it didn't work actually back on round 4. Got 2 more, then it didn't work there on round 7. So they have kind of spread out, and they've went into a default strategy. Actually, that one round they lost, they ran a default. That's when they took all that damage at mid and then got double mollied out from the back of quad. So now trying to go back into a default that wasn't successful earlier. Automatic and Sick have gone down, so losing those initial battles, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of ruins your default when you just get picked apart like that. Great kills there from Uber and mainline. So the rest of TSM is gathering up to try to see if they can't make way into the B-bomb site. There's still a player in vents to catch them in the back, as Mitch is playing inside the site, and here comes that push we were talking about. Uber able to get the kill on the center, so now it's a 5-on-2, making a 5-on-1. Uber just delivering the pain now. Finesse gets 1, but the nade is there, and so that's a very dominant win from Selfless, only dropping 1 player in the process.
Yeah, and Uber picked up 3 kills and even assisted on that last one. Finesse was down to 20 HP when the bank shot from Mitch came in. And Mitch is actually 10-3 right now. You know, they were losing the round, so I wasn't quite checking the scoreboard to see where they're at, but Mitch has done a pretty good job. That one round where they saved and he actually got some ridiculous CZ kills, and they were able to start their first rifle with 2 AKs because of it. Still didn't convert that round, but Mitch was giving them, you know, every opportunity to convert the next couple rounds and build up their CT economy. And it looks like now finally finding their second round in a row, and it will earn them possibly a freebie TSM on a full eco.
Yeah, they're just trying to press it to this A-bomb site, but they're just getting destroyed on all fronts right now. As Uber's already got 2 kills, make that a third. I'm actually trying to fight through mid here, but gets caught. And so it's going to be a flawless victory for Selfless. They've now worked up very close to a tie game.
Uber's got to be like, how am I alive? Was that Finesse that was coming up highway there at the end?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who it was.
Well, whoever it was, that was an entire clip of a P250 emptied into Uber and wasn't able to get the headshot. Oh, mainline gonna get that smoke down early in mid. Sick, ooh, nearly getting an opportunity. Must have had a decent forward spawn. So once more, we'll see TSM spread out into this default, which they actually have not been successful on.
Yeah, they've only ran it one other time other than this, though, right? Everything else has just been super aggro at mid, right off the bat, or just very heavy A executes. And look at this, Selfless pushing B with 3 players. They're going to get a lot of information and map control from this.
They're not being very reckless. They will scout out. They will go far enough to get a lot of information, but not far enough
and
so
leave
that they have to take a firefight. Yeah, and Mitch, this is going to be a round-winning position if Team SoloMid runs into any opposition at A or middle and they try to rotate it back late in the round. Mitch surely will win it.
It allows them to lean heavy on A, too. Look, they already have 2 insight plus 1 truck, and they're just playing passive at mid. So while TSM could get mid control, trying to hit A is going to be rather difficult.
Oh, the Z connector smoke from Finesse. I assume he threw it up on the boost. Actually misses, and he will die for it. So that's a kill that in no circumstance should have it ever been given up. Missing a smoke leading to a death. No bueno.
So, I mean, all is kind of quiet here, but we're getting down to our last 30 seconds, so TSM needs to make a move fast. Looks like they are going to be routing over to the A bomb site through A main, but they're already a player down, and again, because of Mitch's position at Sunroom, they've already cheated the 3rd player over here, and their mid-rotate. It's going to be pretty quick, so this is going to be tough on TSM. They need to hit some nice shots, but it's not happening for them just yet.
Uber and Nifty stopping it. Automatic trying to lead the charge, only able to get 1 before mainline takes him down. Semphis, that shot would have been unreal, and he is expecting a player to be there, and how unfortunate. He gets the shot onto Mitch first, but it's in the leg, and Mitch will finish him off. Semphis with no armor. Had no chance at that point, and just like that, we tied it up 5-5. That's 4 rounds in a row now for Selfless, and TSM back and broken. Back onto, well, sort of a half buy here. Not even everyone going in for armor.
Yeah, just Tech 9s, limited utility, 4 armors. They've pretty much just been hitting heavy A every single time they've been in this situation. And it looks to be the exact same case here. Just 2 going to be going door. And 3 inside A main. We do see Sick lining up a set smoke, I guess, maybe to block off quad or something. They're just going to try to swarm this site, but mainline's already at highway. And Nifty's here with the op, and he's not blocked off.
Yeah, he was not in a position to assist Uber, though, so Uber, for the time being, all on his own inside of the site, but now mainline coming up, stepping into the fire as he tries to get an angle to help out Uber. Uber brings down 3 before he dies and has pretty much won the round for his team. Mainline throwing some spray down onto Automatic, who all he can really hope to do is plant the bomb, but that seems like a near impossibility as mainline creeps around. Nifty hits the first shot, man coming out of A main. Uber gets the other 3 coming through his smoke, and that's Selfless.
Wow.
5 rounds in a row, they take the lead.
Yeah, you got to be able to try out Uber faster than that. I mean, when you're closing the distance with Tech 9s and you have smokes blocking off Highway's vision to the site and you have that player isolated at quad, you should be able to deal with him with those Tech 9s. I mean, maybe only let him get 1, maybe 2 kills. Instead, Uber gets 3 frags, almost a 4th. So not only does TSM just seem like all over the place tactically, they're also just not even hitting their shots and trading right. And now they're going to go on, again, another very aggro mid-push, but the bomb already gets taken down. And they're already in a 5-on-4.
Yeah, that's Nifty moving around, too. Most of the time we see him opping off, from his perspective, off the red crate off the right side of it in A site. But here, he comes down over to middle and gets the first pick onto Sick just like that. And now TSM left scratching their heads, playing a slow default. Uber now brings down Semphis.
And
It'll be
Mainline's
up
on
to
the bomb
Finesse
from
to try to trade this, but it's a double peek for Finesse, and Uber gets that kill as well. Now it's just Automatic and Vice, and both of them left without really anything to do. And I gotta say, Vice not having a good game down there at, well, there's his second kill, so that tells you how it's been going for him.
Yeah, I mean, Automatic already took a lot of damage over there at door, and yeah, he'll get taken out. And I mean, this is sad to watch, really. As much time as TSM has had together with this 5, I mean, they've been practicing together for 2 months. They look lost on this map. I don't know if it's just because their aggro mid pushes normally work in scrims or something, so they're expecting to get control of that. And then, like, once they get mid control, then maybe they have the right idea about how they want to handle things. But the thing is the 2 or 3 times they've tried to really approach mid, they've been absolutely shut down. And their A executes aren't working either. So I feel like they're just, they've run a couple of different plays. None of them have panned out. And at this point, I just feel like they're lost.
Yeah, there could be a problem with the practice mentality. Like, if you're in a scrim and you're playing to win a scrim, that is not the mindset that you should have. You should just be trying to try out everything, work your slow defaults, work on your chemistry of taking map control, using a couple nades, getting mid control. Extremely important on a map like Cash, and they've been completely unable to do so. We even saw Finesse go up on boost, throw his own smoke to middle. The smoke missed, and then he walks out and gets picked for free. And then the round at that point pretty much forfeit because they had wasted a lot of time off the clock. And they'll slow down again. This time it does look like a pretty heavy A focus, but they're quickly losing map control because Nifty's pushed up into Sunroom, started to peek some angles, realized they're clear. And we'll see Mitch make this rotation back. Mainline, I'm sure, stays in middle, but Mitch is going to charge it over to A. And if he gets there in time, Team SoloMid are in trouble. And maybe they already are, because Uber's got the first shot onto Finesse. He's in the site. He's still alive. No one committing here. Losing their eggs, as the saying goes. And it's not good. Uber is just making mincemeat of him.
Wow, man. Yeah, they're just getting absolutely torn to shreds here over on TSM. I mean, the thing is, everything they do is so telegraphed, and they have no map presence anywhere else. They don't have any fallback plan. If their initial push doesn't work, they have nothing else to go to. So again, we've already discussed, they're getting shut down at mid. They can't get control of it. Nifty with the op or whoever is just not allowing them to get control of that area, which, from what I understand from like some guys I've talked to who's been scrimming against TSM, they rely on mid control a lot on this map to do their mid-round plays, but they're not getting it. And other than that, the only other thing they have to go on is heavy A, but it's so telegraphed and Selfless rotates so fast that doesn't work either. So now they're going to try to spread back out and look for picks again in their default. We do have an even exchange thus far, which theoretically should favor TSM, as long as they play the rotate right. You know, get like a 4-on-2 somewhere, but see how it plays out here, as we still have a lot of time left on the clock, and looks like TSM is forming up to try to do some type of late mid control.
How did Automatic even get that kill? Did he get that by himself and then get traded out? Because everyone was congregated in middle together, and I think did Automatic go out into Squeaky to get that kill, and then or in A main, I think. So very fortunate that even goes 1 for 1. That will, however, put TSM in a decent position this round. 4 plays 4 as they once again look to bring out the bread and butter strategy that is hitting this A site. Uber is still there, and they have pulled the rotations off. Relic's clearing out middle. He'll look middle, see nothing, and could allow him to actually come up highway real quick, but no, he'll go back truck side. Rotation coming now from Nifty, and Uber has fallen, so it looks like TSM might have this round secured.
That's the first time they've been able to take out Uber without losing 2 players or so in the process, so that's way better efficient trading for TSM, so we would hope that would mean they can close out the round, but Nifty, he finds an optic there, so now it's a 3v3 retake opportunity for the guys over here at Selfless. The flank from Vice and A main, he's able to get taken down, though, so that's going to help out a lot. Good kill there from Vice. Only 2 left here from Selfless as they're trying to press into the site, but now it's just Relics, and I think this is pretty much in the bag for TSM.
Yeah, it's too bad for Mitch. Mitch was the one coming up on the flank, right? Like, he had all the utility. If he was the one from truck, they might have to have thought about where they were going to rotate the players based on the utility that they had, because the 2 men coming up truck had nothing. But if Mitch is there or on highway, he's able to get a Molotov into quad. Nifty opens up with an op shot to even it up. Any use of that utility probably would have meant the retake being successful for Selfless, but not in the correct positions for what they had left. And that'll be TSM getting another round, but it's kind of scary stuff. That was 7 rounds in a row here for Selfless.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that just really came off the back of being able to outfrag Uber. Because, I mean, TSM, again, they don't really have much of a playbook. It's pretty much heavy A or mid control. They don't have much else to work off of, so they're just relying on frags, which for most of the half they weren't getting. I mean, look at Vice, he's 3 and 9. Some of the other guys also quite negative, but now they were getting kills, but not this time. Nifty with the op, opening things up, getting 2 frags already. Mainline on the flank, gonna light them up, and oh man, TSM, they're getting rocked in this game. Thank God they won pistol, because if not, this would have been ridiculous.
A very one-sided affair, and Finesse will go in for a quick op shot, misses to the right main line, punishes that. And Selfless win the half 9-6. Now going to be able to switch over to their T side, and it'll be up to TSM to find that CT defense.
Now, it's going to be hard to know what Selfless is going to do on their T side again, because this is their first game with Mitch, and even Nifty's not been around for a while, so I don't really have a read on that. But from what I understand from talking to some of the players that have been scrimming against TSM, apparently they're just super aggro, pushing the map everywhere on a pretty regular basis, which doesn't surprise me.
No. Not at all.
Especially after what I saw in like Overpass and Mirage and some of their like earlier games against Extraterrestrial Authority and Renegades. That seems to kind of be the trend, is just to be kind of individualistic, pushy, looking for duels, maybe even forcing duels, and just trying to put pressure on their opponent and kind of take them off guard, which is good to throw in. But if that's your base play, you know, that's either going to go real good or real south, right? So we'll just have to kind of see how this plays out.
I mean, that's really like bad habit to have on the CT side, right? Like if you outclass your opponents, which maybe TSM do, a lot of the people they're playing within the NA scene, that's fine. But the whole nature of playing aggressive on the CT side is so counterintuitive, because you're going to play aggressive and more than likely you're just going to trade into a 4-on-4 or a 3-on-3, and then you're actually just at a disadvantage already. So if you go aggressive as a CT team, you need to make sure that you end up with the man advantage.
One of those things that's great to mix in to change things up and catch your opponent off guard, but you need a solid foundation to build off of first before you do that. But again, this is all just reports from what TSM has done in various scrims, right? So that's not necessarily great information. That shows us what they're practicing, which may lead to what they do in this match, but who knows? Maybe they'll be a bit more conservative since they're down in, in numbers right now as far as rounds go. If they lose this pistol, they'll be, well behind. In a game where they were favored to win.
That'll be enough to trigger Semphis into the force by go aggro call.
Well, that's Valen's call now, and Valence and Semphis are pretty similar mindsets, though. Is the thing, like Valence calls a lot of force buys himself, so.
But Semphis has a reputation of usurping the caller. That could very well be the case here, especially if they're not even in the game.
Well, I guess the point is it's hard to tell though, because I know Valence calls very similarly, so I wouldn't know exactly who's making that type of call. I don't want to just assume it's Semphis overriding his leader, because his leader does the same thing apparently, from what I've been told from people who know Valen's closer. But anyway, we're in the pistol now. TSM 3 rounds down. They're having a good start to the half. Selfless really ran away with it there to get 9 rounds.
Yeah, and I think Selfless have started this round off pretty well to play it slow, because we actually see TSM set up with 3 people at A, generally on cash. It will be retake. And spotting Finesse already that far to the forklift tells you that it's no longer retake A.
Yep. I mean, he can't know that there's 4 players in the area already, 3 inside the site and a 4th already at truck.
Probably he expects 2, but...
Yeah. But we'll have to see what happens. I mean, maybe TSM lose their nerve and actually try to push in. I mean, they don't have any flashes or anything, though, so they're probably not going to pop flash push anything. They'll probably just hold their ground. But this means that Selfless, knowing that it's a little bit more A-heavy, maybe assumes that mid's a bit more open, and you can see them boosting up a lot of players to get control of that. And they have a player in B lobby, so mid to B is the call?
The vent's already broken, and oh my god, they read it perfectly. Finesse spotted out. I think that was all the information Selfless needed to make the appropriate play. It all falls onto Vice right now. The rotations are coming over. Vice is actually doing a great job of staying alive. Bought enough time. Would have been nice to find a frag, but it's hard when you're being pushed by that many people. The one smoke for mainline was used, and the bomb will go back at the single box. Even a man moving up to get some bullets for that planter if they were actually going to be aggressed upon, which they weren't. So Selfless into the B site with a great round. 5v4 post plant. No kit. Vice had that, I do believe, and it was not preserved on the retake. But sick enough finesse, maybe they won't need it. Landing these headshots. Now they got triple men back in checkers, and of course the bomb is planted for checkers. And it's all on Sick right now. Semphis was taken off the upper catwalk. Sick finds the bomb, trying to tap it and look back up, giving him double peeks, Trawl to triple peek, still hitting some headshots. The aim has been pretty good for Sick, but he's got no chance on the round, and that is, I think that's a textbook round from Selfless.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like you said, when they open door and they spot one forklift, it's almost guaranteed there's another guy in A. So there's at least 2 there, which pretty much tells you that at most there's like 1 middle. So you should be able to take control of that, and that means you can mid-B split and probably have some type of 5-on-2 worst-case scenario. Granted, for them, luckily, there was even better than that. They only had to deal with 1 guy. So that's like even more ideal. So just good reads there from Selfless. They're going to be able to extend their lead now 10-6. There's going to be a force buy from TSM. Selfless, very B heavy right now. They do have Relics lurking over at A, making some noise, trying to hold those players in place, maybe even pull a rotate, which he does.
Good you. Well, that was Relics being a recon player. Actually, it looks like everyone has Mac 10s, and it'll be Vice again challenged here. But behind the missile crates, actually be pretty dangerous with that CZ flash going to go in. That'll stop up a lot of people. Vice able to get one and do significant damage to another. And with the kill that TSM got at the A site on Relics, it leaves them in a great position, 3-on-2. Bomb will still go down. Some money coming in. Sick on a quick flank, not to be expected. And that will delay the plant, so Bomb doesn't go down. No extra money, and TSM strike back here in the second round on their force-up.
So another nice little force-up win there for TSM, just shutting down that V execute. That's kind of going down for free over on the other side of the map, trying to pull a rotate. He never really got the rotate he wanted. Like automatic double back pretty quick to help defend B, and TSM able to hold on. Selfless will force buy right back up, though. They want to see if they can't reset TSM's money. So we're going to have one of those kind of scrappy beginnings to a game where both teams are fighting to get control of the economy of the other. That means Selfless are looking to just do a really, really fast A split, and there's only 1 player here because it was a 1-3-1 type setup.
Selfless will go back into a force buy themselves. They're going to try to do a quick little split on A. Actually, Relics is not on the boost. He's just an A main watching a quick flank, and now everyone's going to go. They pull the trigger onto this A execute, and that'll get the bomb down. Mitch, even in a post-man position at quad with full HP. Relics brings down FNS, and oh my gosh, back-to-back force-up wins here. 1 from TSM, and now possibly 1 from Selfless. 2 umps, and a kit there on automatic. Also, they've got utility. 1 spotted. Okay, the Molotov's out. That's what I really was looking for, but he throws it, tries to push up the quad, and the man in the site will catch him off guard. Selfless, keep 3 alive, and win.
Yeah, I mean, Sick was playing an odd position with that P90, just trying to play the A main, but the problem is the bomb and 3 players came through door, so they completely bypassed Sick, and the only person they had to deal with was the highway rotator. So they were able to get the bomb down fairly easily, and Sick only gets 1 frag from that spot. But that's like a playmaking spot. You got to get more out of it than 1 kill, but he got completely blinded and was unable to do anything else the round. So that gives Selfless, like I said, the force buy. Now TSM, they're pretty much in double save kind of territory on some of their players. I mean, they'll upgrade their pistols, but next round's not going to be much better. So Selfless could take probably a 13-7 lead here before TSM can really start buying again.
Oh, Nifty took a lot of damage there, but he comes away with the first frag onto Sick. And Sick was the one guy. I think he had a 5-7, which could explain the 96 damage done to Nifty, and armor. So it hurts that they lose their armor on that first player, because maybe they kill Mitch, he picks up an AK with armor, and some things can change, but now they're kind of just being picked apart. Vice will fall. Relic's gonna get 2, actually. We'll find Semphis, and B-Site is theirs for the taking. Automatic and Finesse can just set up for exits. Actually, brought a knife to a gunfight. That's automatic. He'll go down. And Finesse all alone.
I mean, money reset definitely hurting TSM here. It looks like it's going to be a dominant round from Selfless, as it should be. That's going down here pretty soon. Won't even find another frag, so 4 guns will roll over to the next round. They can start building up the bank. In fact, they already have quite a lot of bank, and they'll be able to continue to use SMGs for maybe even more money bonus in this round. Sivas is going to be able to get an op, and yeah, we are actually going to see a force up. It means that Vice is only on an ump, and Automatic is probably going to be on some type of FAMAS armor scenario at best. Yeah, it looks to be what he's going for. So they're going to be a little bit lacking on firepower, but because they're up against a couple of SMGs that Selfless recycled, maybe they're still, I mean, it's still somewhat even, I guess, in that regard. We'll have to see what happens here.
Weird to see this many submachine guns still in play on round 20, but I guess that's the way it's when rounds 2 and 3 trade back and forth for the team that was on the force up. So a situation we don't see all that often. TSM actually not with a terrible chance, but Sick. He gets entry upon. Mitch will take him down with that P90. Mitch has had a pretty solid game overall. I think it was 11-4 at half. Here's Finesse moving in on the retake, though. Will take mainline out of 4. He was peeking to throw a Molotov. Okay, Relics with the ump will bring down Finesse, who was actually, he was so far in there alone. And now the coordination comes out from the rest of TSM to drop some nades and nades and smokes, excuse me, to clear everything off. But it doesn't matter. Selfless fight back, and they are tenacious. They hold on to their site.
I think that was actually a good fake that Selfless threw. I don't know if you caught that, but they mollied Vince, and so that definitely held both B players in place who thought maybe like a mid-B split was coming, and it even pulled Highway off a bit towards middle to kind of spot that out. So, and at that exact same time is when they just go ahead and smoke and push door in A main, and then so Sick was basically left alone in A site with no help, defending against basically 4 people pushing him. So that was a really big like moment in the round that gave Selfless an advantage on positions to take that A site, and they do, and that was on a TSM force up, and it didn't work, and so now they have to work with way less in this round to try to stop Selfless from approaching that map point. So this is like almost a nightmare situation for TSM right now.
Well, I like what they're trying to do here in middle. Symphysis is like, I'm playing sandbags. I'm alone, and he's going to try to bait them in, just die, do some damage if you can, and then Sick can maybe capitalize. That all hinges on the fact that Selfless goes middle. Looks like they're gearing up to another A hit where we have Finesse, who I like that he bought a flashbang, but then he's playing here alone, so he won't actually have anyone to really help him capitalize off of that flashbang. I guess he bounces it off the wall, and that will delay the push, bit of a counter flash if Selfless telegraph their A take, which does seem to be happening right now.
So here comes the push in from Selfless, you know, clearing out all the spots with Molotovs, very calculated to flush people out of position. Relics has spotted Symphysis up on the balcony. So, I mean, they have a good idea about what's going on with the rotate setting in now, so they need to be a little bit careful. Everyone's already almost here from the opponent, but it doesn't matter. They're cleaning it up just fine. Relics with 2, Mitch with 2. Now it's going to be Vice all alone, but he gets it into a 1 versus 1. It's just him against Nifty, and the bomb stuck inside the site, so Nifty has to press in here, and Vice can pick up an AK. So this has actually turned out to be quite dangerous for Selfless. They're very capable of losing this now. Nifty has to come up big by himself, gets caught with the nade out, but Vice can't quite land the shot fast enough, and now Nifty catches him in open space, and he salvages the round for his team. And now Selfless, they have 14 rounds on the board. Man, oh man, this is not going well for TSM. That was a close round, though, for what they were working with. They did good there. Unfortunately, they're so far behind, it's like it almost doesn't help.
That was an awkward 1v1 with Nifty trying to throw a Molotov back into quad, but then getting spotted. Luckily enough, like there was too much ground to cover for him to be aggressed on. He was able to get back behind the red box, then he pulls out the pistol to take the battle, and probably going to win it at that point. They both went to pull out the pistols, and Nifty has armor, the other guy doesn't.
Well, good op pick there from Symphysis, at least. I think that was on A main, and Finesse gets into locker. So this has been one of the best starts to a round TSM has had so far. But it's starting to fall apart as B has been taking control of.
Full B control. The only thing right now that's good for TSM is that the bomb is really delayed, and they do not have control of the vent.
They could cut it off, actually. Look at Sick.
Nifty's got to watch that. The bomb should be able to get... What?! Surely he just peeked that and shot. I don't think he saw that guy. Oh, but he doesn't expect 2 that quick, and he will pay the price. Now they no longer really have control of B, because Sick has been able to get on the site. He's starting to fade away. They're like, oh, we didn't see the bomb. Let's all rotate. They're over-rotating out of B.
And Relics hears all this, but Finesse will catch him, but again, that does leave B slightly open. Sick does fall back just in time, though. They got a little bit scary, but TSM pulls it out. So I guess well done. You know, a good round from them. They're able to finally put one on the board, but they do need to worry about their money being reset because they had to rebuy on a few players, so money's pretty low. Meanwhile, Selfless can still buy. So, I mean, this is pretty much the match. If Selfless wins this, it's pretty much over as far as economy goes. So TSM really need to figure this out. They have a double op set up in play on Automatic and Symphysis, so let's see if they can't make that work. As Automatic will anchor B alone with his Symphysis at A with the op, and they'll focus a bit more on mid with rifles, but they're getting overtaken.
And a nice little pop flash out from Uber. Oh! Sees a leg, starts shooting at his teammate. What-oh, but luckily it wasn't too much damage as it was in the foot. Still, we'll put mainline in within risk of getting one-tapped by that A4 or the A1S. And then, of course, the double op setup on Automatic and Symphysis. Symphysis has his over on the A side, Automatic anchoring B with his, and that'll be Finesse in the middle with Sick over at the forklift. So, heavier mid-A presence right now for TSM, but mid control more or less taken. Mainline will put another smoke there into that connector, stopping Finesse from doing anything. He actually tries to peek out through it, and Mainline's still watching it.
Ouch.
free kill. Jumps and spots, and oh my god, survives on 1 HP. Mainline, you just need to get the heck out of dodge with your 1 HP.
The other
Keep the
thing
man
that this
advantage.
is, the other thing this has done is Sick had a main control, but had to fall off of it now because of the pressure at mid. But he's going to be able to get a quick flank on mids now. But Automatic has to wait for so long for that flank to set in, but he's hitting his shots.
Perfect.
Oh,
It doesn't matter, though. Mainline just goes first. He's like, boys, they even traded positions within the vent, and Mainline says, let me go first. I've got 1 HP. Like, it doesn't matter what happens to me. Just avenge me and remember me, and also witness me, because why not? Get some Mad Max references in there, as Semfis is the last one up now, 1 versus 4.
He's had a tough game, man. 10 and 18, not where you expect him to be. He's been usually pretty good with the op, with his time on Complexity, and even what they've done so far on TSM. It's been others who have kind of struggled, which includes Vice, who, again, still struggling a lot in official matches.
So, as you said, they win that one, they probably close it out. Should at least close it out, but it is NACS. Anything can happen with some crazy force buys, and that is what TSM can do. All they can do, as they are completely backed into a corner with nowhere else to go. They've got to fight back now.
I mean, this has just not been a good display from TSM whatsoever. We'll see if they can try to push this thing along a bit further, but Nifty already taking Semfis down at middle.
Damn.
That's not a good start. That's
Feels
not what you
bad,
need.
man.
Yeah, not what you need. Light a candle for Semfis. Had a rough one.
Automatic into the vents, so pretty much full mid control because of that position. But will it matter? Bomb seems to be slated for a B take because it's still out in the B tunnels. Over at A, you got Relics and Mainline looking to possibly throw a fake here. And then Uber to hit late mid.
Distribution on Selfless, by the way.
Oh my god, that's a fake that's going to work when Relics and Mainline open up in the A site. And yeah, frag distribution on Selfless is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's insane. It's only like a 3 frag spread.
They're
Three
living
guys
up to
at 20.
They're living
at
up to the
19.
team name.
Yeah.
And that's that, 16-8. It was looking actually pretty scary. Like, uh-oh, TSM might blow them out of the water, but that was only in the first 5 maps. You don't want to judge a game too early before that CT economy can get online. And Selfless, once they had that, they dominated the CT side, misstepping there a little bit at the end, but then just, I mean, the T side was sick from them. It looked so much better than TSM's T side.
I mean, look, the numbers really say it all there. You got like a 4 frag spread between the bottom fragger and top fragger for Selfless. 3 guys in the 20s. Mitch almost there with 19. Mainline bottom fragging 17 and 15. So pretty much the whole team is cranking out numbers over there. Meanwhile, you look at TSM. Vice obviously struggled. Didn't really have much going on. Semfis,
2 kills in the first half, I think.
Yeah, Semfis, who's normally pretty consistent, was not on point today. Sick performed about where you'd expect. Like I said, he's looked pretty good. He seems to have shown some promise. I guess Automatic and Finesse weren't so bad, but as a team, they just... I mean, I don't want to be brutal here, but I mean, for a team that's been together for 2 months, they haven't had much to play, right? Like, they don't play in the ESEA, ESL Pro League, so they don't have to worry about those matches. The only thing that they've had to worry about is this bracket, where they've only had to play 1 best-of-3 before this, so it's not much. It was just 1 night of playing. And then they played in the Katowice and Malmo qualifiers, which were basically 2-day events. So literally the rest of the past 2 months could have been focused on just practice, right? And for that amount of practice, that looked horrendous, man. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, they just look so all over the place.
Talk about practice.
So again, I'm not trying to be mean, but I would have expected them to be a little bit more organized, if that makes sense, on their T side. They seem like when initial things didn't go well, like their initial A presence, their initial mid control, they just didn't really seem to know what they wanted to go to afterwards. Like, what's plan B on the flow chart, so to speak, if this doesn't work, Panic. What do I do? So yeah, I mean, that's certainly rough. I mean, for a team that's supposed to be favored here, to drop that map, a map that they should be comfortable on. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like they're a heavy favorite, but yeah, you expect to see a little bit better competition than that. I mean, it should have been a closer map at the very least, even if they lose, but that just didn't look hot. But we'll see if they can recover. I mean, they do have their map pick up next on Cobble. The only time they've played it before tonight was a loss to Renegades. Which,
they got wrecked.
Yeah, they did, but that's Renegades. It's a little bit higher caliber team than Selfless, I would imagine. So maybe now on their map pick, on a map they're comfortable on against kind of a lesser opponent than Renegades, maybe they'll stand a better chance to push a third map here, but we'll just have to see, because that certainly didn't look good if you're a TSM fan or player. So yeah, we'll take a quick break, but when we come back, we will have Cobble to see if this thing's going to end in a 2-0 and if Selfless are going to upset TSM and knock them out of the tournament here in the round of 8, or if we might see a third map tonight out of the series before it is closed off. So yeah, stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in a moment.